And all the people say,
Hey, this is Rob Zombie, and you're watching Fuse on Demand. Get it when you want it.
What's up, you guys? This is Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, and you're watching Fuse.
My name's Chester, and I'm in Linkin Park, and I like to rock.
I'm Joe. I'm in Linkin Park, and I like to roll.
I'm Mike, and I'm in Linkin Park.
What do you do, Mike?
And I rap.
Hey, I'm Brad, and I'm in Linkin Park, and I'm the bookish one.
I am Phoenix, and in a recent poll, I was voted the 13th best bass player in the world.
My name is Rob, and I'm in Linkin Park too, and I play the drums.
Rob, your sarcasm is really ruining the interview. This is the first time I've actually met the guys. See, when we do videos and stuff, I have the entire band shoot their parts first, and I show up a couple days later to do my own parts. Live, we've worked it out. It's kind of cool. They put me in a plastic box. I can't see any of them.
On a serious note, we all actually met each other in chat rooms on the internet. And we like the MP3s that we're downloading for each other, and that's how we musically collected our egos together.
I don't think we really know why it sold that many copies. We made a good record, we thought. When we finished it, we were really proud of the record. And there were a lot of different elements that went into it. We really spent a lot of time on the internet promoting it before we had a record label. We built street teams, and we were always very conscious of all that stuff. So when the record came out, we were just hoping that it would sell, like, I think Chester had the highest bid of it selling. What was your bid? Like 8,000 records, and all of us didn't have any idea how many it was going to sell. We knew that there was some kind of hype. It came out and sold like 46,000 copies the first week, and we just were dumbfounded. We didn't understand it.
That was probably. I hope we can do that again.
That was probably the first point. We just threw up our hands and said, okay, all bets are off.
I won't be ignored. I can't stand so negative anymore. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored.
We were actually sitting in the bus, and our driver had put out this travel magazine that had a feature on this place called Meteora, and we were looking at the pictures and we were just like, man, what is this place? It looked like almost otherworldly, and it's actually a series of rock formations on which were built monasteries, and the pictures just had this epic quality to them and this sense of timelessness.
I don't know why I instigate and say what I don't mean. I don't know how I got this way. I know it's not alright, so I'm breaking the habits. I'm breaking the habits tonight.
Breaking the habit, I think, is probably the one that I think people all across the board, I think, can relate to a lot, and it can really get into the melody of it, and the music's really different, and for some reason it catches our ear.
The funny thing about Breaking the Habit is I had been trying to write lyrics about that topic for about 5 years, and every time I wrote it, it would just kind of go the wrong way. For some reason, when I heard the music to Breaking the Habit, the lyrics just came together in like 2 hours. It was so easy.
Mike was pretty amazed, and he came in, he was really excited about it, and I remember his face and everything. He was like, check this out. And he kind of hummed the melody to me, and then I read the lyrics, and I heard the music, and I went, this is going to be brilliant.
I played it for Chester. He loved it. He took it home, like practiced it, and added his like touch to it. And the other guys listened to it and told us that we had screwed ourselves because we had raised the bar.
We were pretty amazed because, in my opinion, it's one of the best songs that we've written as a group, and it was also the first song that we had recorded on the record. So it set the bar really high into making sure that everything else was equally good, but in a different way. And so that really kind of pushed us even further than we were already pushing ourselves at that point.
Wash away
And let's talk about this new record, Minutes to Midnight. Really, really groovy title. Where does it come from?
Well, it actually comes from a special I was watching on the History Channel, of all places. It happened to be about the Doomsday Clock, and you know, they kept saying like 5 minutes to midnight in whatever year, you know, and it moves back and forth. And I just thought the idea of midnight being like the ultimate, like the end of all time, or it could be like the end of, like with the band, like the end of one era and the beginning of something new. It just felt like it really fit, and you can apply it to like all sorts of different scenarios outside of just the band. And so, you know, we were having a really hard time naming the record. We were actually like this close to just calling it Linkin Park because we had basically nothing to work with. There was a few that we kicked around, but like it was just, if two guys liked it, everybody else hated it.
Right.
You know, or there was like literally nothing that we could all agree on. So
which is really weird for us.
Is it true you wrote over 100 songs and it was like what, over a year?
Yeah, our writing process is a little bit different, I think, than what is normal, and we do function a little bit more like a kind of like a studio project, almost like in a sense, like Rick compared it to like a hip hop production. We don't ever sit in a room and kind of jam to write songs. Early on, we're all kind of passing around hard drives, we're writing individually and in pairs and just getting ideas out. So with that, I mean, 7 hard drives in the band, one being the community hard drive. On those 7 hard drives for this album, there's, I mean, upwards of 150 songs. So we figured out ways to write other than that. And for us, it's natural, but you bring in somebody else into that process who isn't familiar with what we do, like Rick for this album, and he's kind of looking at it going like, this is exciting for him because he's never worked in this way, but at the same time, he's like, it's really crazy how you guys write.
And he's like, we've got engineers here, so like we don't really need you guys in here messing with the equipment. And you know, it's kind of funny, but you know, we gave Mike a production credit on the album this time around, and I say we gave it to him because he's always basically acted as like the in-house producer of the band, and so he's always been like the guy we go to his house, sit in front of his computer, you know, mic up his room. Or the rehearsal space or whatever, and sit down and
twiddle some knobs
and push buttons and stuff like that.
I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away. Just to throw it away.
All right, we are now here with Linkin Park, the men behind the tour, Project Revolution. As Project Revolution gets ready to wind down here in the States, have you ever, maybe you have, but have you decided to take it like internationally and do Project Revolution, like maybe Australia or Europe?
That would probably be the next step, you know, but we haven't really talked about it yet. It'd be an interesting thing, you know. I mean, this is a really great tour for us. We really enjoy playing with the other bands, and I think that every time we go out on tour, we try and step up what we do. And I'm personally really happy with the sets we're playing right now. The production, everything looks great, and especially for fans that like to show up to multiple shows. Yes. You know, we switch the setup every night. We do different things. There's a little room for improvisation and whatnot. With all that said, it's like we're always trying to do something new and different with our tour. We just started selling the live show. Like, you can come to the show and buy the show you came to. So hopefully, you know, we'll keep evolving it and changing it.
What was that when that fire was gone? I thought it felt right, but the right was wrong. All caught up in the eye of the storm, trying to figure out what it's like moving on. And I don't even know what kind of things I said. My mouth kept moving and my mind went dead. So I'm picking up the pieces now, where to begin? The hardest part of ending is starting again.
We've been in the studio for quite a bit on this record. It's taken a few twists and turns. Rick Rubin and I are producing. As usual, it's just, you know, the 6 of us in a room really kind of hammering everything out. I think that our creative muscles are really strong right now. Like, we've been in the studio a lot and with no fatigue, with no letting up. So the ideas are just flowing really freely, and it's a really creative space. At this point, we're just starting to really focus down on the tracks that'll make the album. It's always tough when people ask, you know, what an album's going to sound like. I just don't. I feel like you're going to have to just hear it to see, to understand what it is.